right? Like, you can't just always go for the opposite side of the coin. Eventually, we've got to actually just be a little bit real about things here. And 9 Pandas are massive favorites coming into this. So, no surprise we've both gone in that direction as we do go into the first map of the series. Mirage is upon us. It's the pick of Betera. And with the fact that Inferno comes up next and Dust after that, I feel like Mirage is just a must-win map here off the bat for Betera, Trav.
Yeah, absolutely. And as you can see, there is confirmation there that we'll be playing with Lollipop today for Betera, not Supra. Lollipop, of course, benched on this roster around about a month ago, but of course he has a lot of information as to how this team plays, and I'm sure he'll slot back in absolutely fine. Very curious to see how Elian plays today. Owner, of course, used to be on a Bait and a number of other teams at sort of that lower level as well. He's moved on and found himself a new home. And actually, one of the players that is quite cool to keep an eye on will be Shine Jez, because he's been playing his trade for Cyberchoke in like tier 3. And he's been putting up some pretty nice numbers, and he's a youngster as well. So, good start to the map for Betera. Opening 2 frags will go their way.
Work to be done here as they look to try and get past Glowing and head in towards that new bomb site. And we know that Glowing can do fantastic things in these positions. Masval just jumps in backwards to try and pull the crosshair off the angle. Allows for his teammate to eventually come through and get the kill. Lollipop cleans up with the triple and just, well, reminds everybody exactly what he's capable of from the word go.
Yeah, Lollipop has been around for such a long time now.
Yeah.
Of course, he's 28. He's been on so many well-known teams. Obviously, spent 4 years on Amiga back in 2018 to 2022. And he was sort of bouncing around teams at this sort of level for quite a long time. One Win, Webster's, to name a couple. And that Iron Branch team as well for a couple of months. I think where Masval came from, if I remember correctly. So, yeah, it's nice to see him back in the server. He's still obviously got it. Just it's hard to tell what team he wants to play on consistently, whether he actually wants to or not. As he bench from Betera, where does he go next? But he's playing today, and he's looking pretty good. And Ice Balance already has been tapped down by Owner.
Oh my, they're not wasting their own time here. Gonna just trade out Shelfie as well. This was a force buy from 9 Pandas. It's been cleaned up pretty easily. It looks like they've done enough here. Bomb's gonna get activated. They still have the insurance policy of Alien towards the top of middle. Des has been tagged down, fragged out. That will be Betera starting off nicely here on their own map. Of course, Klax was one of the people rumored to be in the conversation for one of the positions available in Cloud9.
Yeah.
Part of the rumors even suggested that he had turned down a contract from Cloud9.
I think Zorta, that one was a rumor that kind of been confirmed. I think Zorta actually did do that. I'm not necessarily unhappy about that. I like Zorta a lot, but, you know, I think Icy is a cool choice for Cloud9, for sure. But yeah, Klax has always been a very important player for 9 Pandas. And he is sort of a very good role player that a team at that sort of level could absolutely use. And yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing this will go for 9 Pandas. They can't really afford, as I say, to drop any series at this sort of level. By the way, if you see Game Ruiner showing up in the kill feed, that is Owner. He's always had that alias, I think, on like, not as a a professional alias, but he's always had that one like as a Steam name, pretty much, I guess you could say.
I guess I kind of appreciate it because he kind of just tells people what he's going to do to them from the word go, right? Like there's no secrets. Like if you play a Premier game and he joins your lobby, you know what you're getting out of him, and I appreciate that because he is going to ruin your game, right? He's going to demolish you. So fair enough.
Yeah. And it's there's a part of me that actually quite likes seeing Alien on a team at this level, and a team that is kind of more of a CIS mix, I suppose you could call it. Yeah, I think obviously, as I said, his sort of trip around the world playing in a couple of different regions has been a bit of a wild one. He hasn't done too badly at all, but as I say, I think this is kind of the right place for him. In a team like this, just around about tier 3, tier 2 EU and CIS, especially around some youngsters that can help him maybe progress as a player even now. As I said, I think Shine think I'll probably try and stick with Shine. Shine Jez in a midst of a play-by-play might be a little bit of a mouthful. But yeah, Shine is, as I said, very young from that Cyber Shoke team, and I've seen him play a couple of times, and he's one to keep an eye on.
Alright, well, keep an eye on him, I will. Keep an eye on this round as well. This is the first gun round. You've got the AWP in play for iDisbalance as well. I think there's probably quite a contrasting approach in terms of how both of the AWPers like to go about their business on either end of the server. Alien generally a very flashy AWPer, happy to try and get into the faces of his opponents. You know, looks to make plays, whereas iDisbalance is a bit more of a turret AWPer, systems AWPer, passive in his approach. So it'll be interesting to see them locking horns. As Betera have actually done really well to get some map control here.
Yeah. This is technically a bit of a bonus round. Let's look at the Mach 10, of course, in play. Lollipop and Alien yet to die in this game. Setup for 9 Pandas is pretty good, though. Looks like Betera gravitating toward a B execute here, and the positioning from Glowing and Shelfie is pretty good. They've also got a fast rotation in Dilladez too. iDisbalance has his AWP on a rotation if needed as well. Also will now be telegraphed, of course. It will actually spread over the van, and that's going to be frustrating for Glowing. It takes half of his health away. He has to fall off that position as well, and Shelfie doesn't get anything from this spot. Actually gets leapt on by the Mach 10. Thankfully, that quick rotation from Dilladez we were speaking about has worked out perfectly, and now Alien is in a 1 versus 4, trying to isolate a duel. And right now, 9 Pandas are doing an absolutely sterling job of just hiding and wasting the clock. Clax will take him out from short, and 9 Pandas take their first round.
Well, work coming through there from 9 Pandas, just keeping their composure, and Betera were trying to force their way into the bomb side. Never really able to crack the defense. Just thinking about the IGL here on Betera, it must be Owner, right? Because he was calling for bait at one point, quite a while actually. I think he was the IGL, so I'm pretty sure he'd be calling there as well.
Yeah, actually wouldn't be surprised at all, yeah. It would make sense. I doubt Alien will be the kind of guy to turn his career into an AWP IGL role, but tell you what, his counterpart very nicely there. Alien versus iDisbalance. That's kind of a bit of a storied CIS AWPer battle, actually, between those two. They've been around for a long time.
Absolutely. As I was highlighting earlier, I'm excited to sit back and enjoy the display that will be up for us to feast our eyes on. As we do see Betera now starting to shift themselves in towards the, say, bomb site. Clax is here, and he doesn't really have any support either, because Dilladez is kind of focused in towards Connector right now, so Clax has it all to do, and there might even be some more pressure over towards B before they actually commit here. Yeah, a little bit of util being thrown. Clax, the angle, spots out Owner, takes down the first, and a bit of chip damage on the second, but there's still a man advantage in play for the T side, so they won't mind that.
Oh, good catch from Lollipop, though. And another one goes their way. And Lollipop's having a very impactful start to this game. Betera looking quite clean on the T side of Mirage. Bomb Pump will go down. Glowing and Shelfie will very likely commit to the save. There's no kit anyway. And even if there was, I think it would be the same decision. I've just had a look back at some of like the old games from history. Because I just wanted to double check about... Because I swear that iDisbalance and Alien have gone up against each other multiple times, like I'm talking 5+ years ago. I haven't found that one yet, but the first one I found was when iDisbalance played against Lollipop, and that was back when it was Namiga versus Simon. Remember Simon Gaming?
Oh, wow,
Nilan,
yeah,
Perfecto, Sanji? That's it. I'll keep digging on that one, actually. I'm kind of interested.
Yeah, might be quite a few little nuggets down to be found. Alright, well, Betera get themselves straight back to winning ways. I do seem to remember Bait had quite a fire Mirage when Owner was calling, so I'm pretty sure he's quite comfortable just calling the shots here on this map in general. Masval was another one of those players who kind of came onto the scene and took things by storm in tier 3 space. Didn't he hold that point though, because it's going to be aggression from 9 Pandas to assert themselves at the start of the round here. Not give up that space to Betera, where Betera have done really well in their defaults to get the map control, so 9 Pandas is just trying something different now to disrupt them. When Masfal came onto the scene in the Iron Branch roster along with Ganginio and then Sad, most famously Heavy God.
Yeah, I actually do remember that roster very well. Covered them in quite a lot of those open qualifiers. Okay, I find a pretty cool matchup, but I'll wait for the action of the round to end before I list that one. Here comes a flash top
nice
mid. Oh,
good idea.
Flash.
Shut down. Numbers for Betera. Shelfie's going to get caught out in the open as well, but not actually traded. So at least able to get a kill back in the round. 9 Pandas have been chasing these rounds numerically more often than not, so keeping it level better about things. And oh, that's a rough one for Clax. Lollipop just continues to tear the defense apart.
Shine, all glowing, is creeping forward. Shine does need to be careful. He's tucked into the corner and he's being kept an eye on by glowing, but that is a bit of a whiffy one, and they can't be affording to miss shots like that during the course of this game. They will get punished. Shine takes that one as well. Shalfie's already spotted out the player on the bricks. That's Elian. Elian will take the kill anyway, and he couldn't spam down the bomb planter through triple either. Idis Balance is a long, long way away, and Betera continue their streak.
And that was a gun run from 9 Pandas as well, and you can't really say they did anything in particular wrong. You know, they try and make a play in towards the top of mid later into the round after Betera haven't really shown much presence, and so you're just not expecting 3 players there. If you're Dilladez swinging off the flash, you know, maybe there's a lurker in position, and if there's no one, then you get some good information. But unfortunately, yeah, you got caught off by the anti-flash player, and then from there, Clax losing out that gunfight with Lollipop as well around ready and rapid. A bomb site is completely compromised at that point. 9 Panda's going to have to settle for a save, and Betera can continue to tear ahead.
I found the last matchup that, I mean, I'll just off a quick search, right? COVID era, IEM New York 2020, CIS. Spirit versus Windstrike, SDY, Nier, Chopper, Magix, and Idis Balance versus Alien, Prison, Bondic, Lackey, and Nickelback. What a throwback. And sadly, that game actually ended not properly because it went to a third map, but Windstrike had to forfeit at 10-2 behind because there was a power problem, sadly.
So we'll just never know.
We'll just never know.
Oh, man.
The scene knows quite a lot about electricity issues at the moment, I think.
Yeah, that's true. Hey, just getting a taste of what I've had to deal with the past, like, 6
there you
years.
go.
So, welcome, guys. Just leveled up the playing field a little.
Like your load-shedding joke in Yongshiping. That was a good one.
There we go. Still need to get that one onto social media, man.
I've saved it. I've got it for you. All good.
Yeah, you sent it my way. I got it as well. Just got so busy with the travels that fell out of...
You got lost in Norway.
I did, yeah, literally. Okay, well, don't get lost in the sauce here. Betera, it's just the pistols. It's P250s. It's a 5-7. And it's only Alien left remaining. The bomb has been locked in by 9 Pandas, and they've caught Betera completely off guard. It was perfect timing on the aggression from the CT side. It catches them mid-exec. And now it's all on Alien. A 1 versus 4. This is impossible.
Okay. It's definitely impossible if you're going to just blind yourself like that. Yeah, I would agree. But yeah, that is a huge round for 9 Pandas. It's a frustrating one for Betera because they were just setting up, calm, confident, and they just get pounced upon. Always annoying when you lose to pistols like that when you've had such a clean streak of gun rounds. But 9 Pandas win the eco, and of course, as you can see, on 3 players, it bolsters their money, gives them some residual cash to work with. Idis Balance has the AWP. They have an AK, of course, recovered too, saved over. So, really important for 9 Pandas to find that one.
Yeah, it's a big let-off for them. If they can win this round here, they break that T-side economy as well, and they can really start to claw their way back and put some pressure on Betera. But Betera just trying to keep the pressure up on their opponents, charging in towards the save. Bomb side, Clax has a tight angle. We'll find that opening kill. But he's still kind of left to his own devices. That's not a problem for the A anchor, though. Clax is very comfortable. Yeah, not far from it, but Clax is very comfortable playing by himself.
Yeah, and That's one of his talents for sure. Oh, that's so painful for Shine. Looks away at the worst possible timing, but the round could still be on. Elian's actually hit a nice flick on Clax there, and he's given a chance by Idis Balance.
Yeah.
But, yeah, Idis Balance hits the shot anyway.
It looked like one of those instances where you're posted on the angle and you're just hoping the player steps out a little bit more before you rattle off the shot to guarantee the kill. And, you know, that little bit of greed, you know, maybe he could have fired a shot a bit quicker. Wouldn't have been a great chance of connecting, but there was a chance. Either way, Idis Silence gets the frag, and 9 Pandas have reduced the gap to 2. Now they get to play against the Pistols, and things are looking a bit better for them.
Yeah, they've recovered their half pretty much instantaneously. Lollipop trying to get the Deagle. I'm going to do some pass to parcel with the Deagle perhaps this round. I see that quite a lot when we have one pistol or one weapon invested into. And sometimes it can be a poison chalice.
Just speaking a bit more about Shelfie as an IGL, I was never really on board with him becoming an IGL in Forza. I was after Jerry had left, right, who kind of picked up the mantle. I just always loved him as a player. I thought he was so ridiculously good as an individual on his mechanical level, and you know, after he did shift into the IGL role, we saw a significant drop-off from him in his numbers, and he hasn't really ever recovered, which is understandable. I mean, we wouldn't see him playing at those same sort of highs as he was when he was just a star rifler. But if this is what he wants to do, I mean, he's only 22 years old, so he's got a long time ahead to really hone his craft. He started early, that's for sure.
Yeah, and as you mentioned, and as I mention a lot about Shelfie, it's just that experience from playing with Jerry, as you say. So, I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm pretty sure, sadly, especially after the Paravision situation, Jerry has kind of fallen out of favour in the CIS scene slightly, sadly. But yeah, I think either way, Shelfie I think has very obviously learned quite a lot. First in this round goes to Lilladez. He's currently top fragging for his team. The player to watch, your coin landing on heads is going really well. And look at these nades. Lollipop tagged down to 49. He's heard running away there by Glowing without a doubt, and he's seen jumping back too. So even if for some reason he didn't have the ears for that one, he definitely had the eyes.
Yeah, I'll say, I mean, Lollipop's actually pretty fortunate to get out with his life intact, and now Betera just put all their eggs into one basket. Gonna head into middle here with their 4 players left alive. 50 seconds in the clock, limited util. No flashes left remaining. They don't even really use the flashes towards Con. A single smoke grenade is all they have, and our 9 Panda's gonna aggress here as well. They do in the middle of the round, and Shelfie's caught Alien. Oh, this is so tough. I mean, Betera have just got nothing going for them right now, and Lilladez even has more information. He knows there's another player in connector, so Shelfie's ready for it. And everything's just working out perfectly here for the CT side.
Yeah, they've absolutely switched on here. They're ready and raring to go now. 9 Pandas. A bit of a slower start, but Lilladez there, making sure he doesn't shoot while he's sort of mid-jump there, playing on the ledge on catwalk. Just making sure that he lands first and doesn't have any inaccuracy. Lucky enough to see the second player.
I like the change in setup coming through from 9 Pandas as well in that round. They do like to do that heavy mid-lean where they've got one player who commits in towards lowers, then you've got the AWPer to support him, and then you've got a player on catwalk. So they're just trying to bolster up the defense in mid. I mean, Betera were using mid a lot in their early successes in this first half, and 9 Pandas have found a way to kind of spoil that approach. So the question is, can Betera find a change-up that's going to work for them here in this first half? Don't expect much out of them in this round. There is a hero AK in play, but should be 9 Pandas getting themselves the lead.
Yep. Line up crosshair. Always quite funny, a bit goofy to see that. It's very funny sometimes. Sometimes they can give you some ideas, perhaps in chat, as to how to line up some of your nades. Masval, okay, the AK is doing some decent work here. Lollipop found 2, of course, so Nine Pandas absolutely need to be a little bit careful. Alien's taking quite a lot of space toward B, and right now if he just leapt out onto the site, there'd actually be no one there to stop him. That's maybe why they're bringing the bomb back, but surely there'll be a rotation at some point. Alien's taking the gamble. Idisbalance is giving it a look, but of course he doesn't know if someone's dropped down yet, so there's a world in which Alien can catch him in the side here.
It's a really big gamble from Idisbalance. And now he's holding the apartment's angle, so it's just about how much initiative Alien actually wants to take in towards the van here. Does he try and make a play before his teammates cross? Because if he doesn't, then they're just going to be dead on the cross to the AWP, right? And his position is completely negated. And, well, now Idisbalance does have the info. It doesn't cost him his life either. Bomb has been dropped on the site. So, Betera get a plant out of this at the minimum. There is an AK on Masvel as well. 3 versus 3. It's looking increasingly doable here for the T side. As the CTs look to get the retake underway. Shelfie needs that charge. Support coming through from Glowing. We've got Idisbalance at range. The molly misses the mark. Alien chips away at Shelfie. And now it's starting to get a little bit spooky for 9 Pandas.
Yeah, that dancing with the bench though, Alien is so hard to deal with, but Glowing has crept up, and he's crept up with really nice timing. He knows, of course, that Alien's still there, and Idisbalance decides to wallbang him out of the round. He's gone. It's down to Masval. Oh, that little burst onto Idisbalance was actually perfectly accurate, but I believe the headshot was through the edge of the apartments there, and it doesn't finish him off. Nice try, Masval. Might feel a little bit hard done by on that one. He was accurate, but wasn't rewarded with the kill. And 9 Pandas recover the situation. Just having extra utility in that retake certainly helped as well.
That is a massive round coming through from 9 Pandas. The way that they were able to recover was very impressive, and that's what you get out of Idisbalance. He's not going to be the guy with the AWP who's running into the bomb site. He's going to be that guy in the back lines who's just trying to cover you as best as he possibly can. Gets that wall kill on the wall bank kill on the broken wall player, and then also finds that instant headshot on the apartments player. So great stuff coming through from him when they need it the most. Saves 9 Pandas blushes. Can they secure a lead going into their team side? That would be so rough for Betera considering the way the half had started. Here we go. He's again just in these forward positions, actually making them work on the front line.
That's a cheeky one from Idisbalance. I really like that. Even a wider angle here, and he hits a tag on Lollipop. I like that bottom con angle there by Idisbalance. I think Davideus was playing today in South America, and he was proving to be an absolute nuisance playing from that angle. Just one maybe you're not expecting once you've already taken a few fights in mid already. And Clax is feeling confident as well. He's pushed all the way through Palace, taking a kill for his own. And now it's down to Lollipop and Shine. He's actually got much health to recover this round. Lollipop is also now out of ammo. It's not kind of in the open in Tetris. Pandas know they don't need to go too aggressive for this one. It should just fall into their hands. It's down to Shine. He can't react to Idisbalance. It's a great half for 9 Pandas after the start they had especially. We'll see if they can continue it after a quick break.
second half of the first map is upon us. A great fight back from 9 Pandas sees them take a 2-round lead into their T side. Will they keep that momentum up, or do Betera have what it takes to start off with a pistol round win, Trav? It is a lot of armor on the CT side, a kit and a smoke on Lollipop, and they've got 3 players on the same bomb side, exactly where 9 Pandas are headed.
Yep. Lollipop. He got 3 kills on the T pistol. Can he do something on the CT pistol? And he sees, I think, 3 players there. Alien's going to need to activate on a good timing to help out his teammates. He's a little bit shaky, but at least he gets his one. Lollipop will manage to get some work done as well before Clax and Shelfie answer back a little bit. And Betera will know they don't need to go in too aggressively here. They can play the long game if they really want to, as you said, with that smoking kit on Lollipop. So now Pandas are going to choose to fall back with Clax and Shelfie, and they're going to make a decision on where to go next.
Well, the thing is, Masvel's top mid right now, so he's just hearing all the footsteps in the world. And it looks like they've done enough to kind of sell the fake as though they might be trying to go towards TV room. Masvel hasn't actually got an angle on TV room itself. Now he does. And it remains to be seen how long 9 Pandas are going to take here. Betera have kept both of those players on the A bomb site rooted in position, so they should still absolutely have this pistol round in the pocket. Just about connecting on the shots now to finish it off. They don't want to squander this. They absolutely can't afford to. Lollipop is going to try and force the fight, and I was going to say these 9 Pandas players are starting to close the gap to top. Shelfie just has too many players to contend with. Oh, it's only Masvel left. Shelfie's run out of ammo, and Masvel with the last bullets in the magazine will get the kill.
Oh my goodness, always spooky, always scary, and Masvel in the end just recovers it. It's a little bit messy. As you could see, Betera just did not want to fight Shelfie really at all. They didn't even want to fight the last 2 for the longest time until it was absolutely necessary. And in the end it was necessary, otherwise Shelfie would have possibly completed a clutch. And you say, if he had a few more bullets he could have definitely committed to that spam, but he knew he only had that one left in the clock. Had to hit a headshot. In the back were enough. Betera will reinforce the window on mid, knowing that perhaps there are going to be some guns in play. And Dilladez, well, with that AK, our player to watch, gives 9 Pandas a 3v2.
Yeah, this could be a big problem, mate. This could be a really big problem. This is supposed to be the freest of free rounds for Betera, I guess, bar that AK. Shine is in a fantastic position, though, with this MP9 to just churn these players up. No head armor for Clax either, so this one SMG could spoil the party. And gonna get the AK carrier first as well. I was gonna say that's best case scenario. Lollipop's on the scene. He's arrived in time, and he's just gonna make his way through the window. But he does not have a head, and that's exactly why I put Dilladez as my player to watch. He even gave the AK across there to Clax. Clax dies, and Dilladez just picks it up again and gets even more kills.
Well, all I'm saying is God bless that Google coin flip, because if it picked glowing, I'd be made to look a bit silly right now. Dilladez up to 15 and 9. What a round from him. Grabbing the AK back once again. Thought Lollipop had everything in the palm of his hand there. He saw both players. He noticed neither of them were looking at him. He tried to play the long game. He knew he had a very, very winnable 1v2. He just stayed calm and patient. In the end, the patience might have been what ends it for him.
Yeah, man, I mean, there's always, 3 or 4 rounds in a map that have a massive impact on the outcome of the half, and I guess the map at large. That's one of them. Losing to the full eco hero AK by coming through from 9 Pandas has cost Betera massively. I mean, they were sitting pretty at the start of this map. I feel like it was 5-1.
I think it was.
Go back and double check that. It was actually 5-1. So Betera have won a single round since then. It was the start of the second half. It was the pistol round. Have been able to get 1 kill, and Alien's in position to shoot out. Can he find any headshots? No, unfortunately not. And, well, that's the round over there. Goose is cooked, and it's not a tasty one.
Shelfie will find one more. Just confirming things. Will force the Lollipop and Masvel away. They have a couple of pistols, of course, 5.7 and Deagle, an HE, and still got Kevlar, so it's probably worth keeping this into the next round. You may as well. What do you think Lollipop's favourite lollipop is?
That is a good question. In
What's
South
yours?
Africa, we've got a lollipop lounge, which is an adult lounge. So maybe that's
Good God.
That's not my favorite though, Trav. I've never been. I promise. Mine's more like a cherry lollipop, maybe, if I had to choose one for myself. Do you have a favorite, Trav?
I don't know, actually. I mean, obviously, we're a little bit weird in the UK, right? Sometimes we call popsicles lollies and stuff like that, right?
Like an ice cream, right?
Like an ice lolly is like
Yes, exactly.
frozen fruit juice. We call it an ice lolly, yeah. Obviously, though, I say it's weird. That's the correct way, because I'm British. It's obviously just the correct way.
You outed yourself the first time round, mate. You can't save it now.
But yeah, I think a classic orange juice lolly as always. Can't miss.
Fair enough. Made with real orange juice, I hope.
Obviously. Not that concentrate stuff.
Yeah, those freshly squeezed orange juice from Spain.
There you go.
It's the good stuff.
Nice shot as well. Managed to get one with a 5.7 there. Somewhat mid-range. It's a 3 and 4. But fortunately now he's smoked off. Maybe he can deny the plant through the smoke. Yes, he does. Very nicely. And I think Glowing might choose to plant that safe now. He absolutely will. It would be foolish to plant it inverse default again.
Yeah, Betera just probably hoping for some damage here. I mean, the prospect of actually making the retake happen is incredibly slim. And they've got Kevlar on one, barely any util, and the rifle's now on the deck. This has gone so awry for Betera. Started off 5-1 on their T side. They've lost now 9 rounds since then, or about to be 9. And they've won just a single round. It was the pistol round in the second half. So, grim signs for Betera. They have to win this next gun round, Trav, if there's going to be any chance.
You'd think. Unfortunately, Glowing doesn't survive there in spawn with the health he was on. So he will perish while in a little bit of a token pole. They tried to save as much as they could, but it's not the end of the world for 9 Pandas at all. Just a small detail. This is returning to scheduled programming. If you are a 9 Pandas fan or
yeah,
a
that's
player.
a good point, actually. Yeah, true. Certainly along the lines of what we expected coming into the series. That's why we were a bit taken aback after the great start from Betera, which actually was largely thanks to Lollipop, who I think was like 8 or 9 for 1 at one point. Everybody's gone quite cold since then, and it's going to be heating up now on the speed bombs. Like 9 Panda start to ignite with execute shine. Drops a smoke to give himself some cover, but he can't even take down Dilladez. A single point of health is all the Russian rifler has to work with. Completely blown the door wide open on the speed bomb side. I don't even know if they can afford to attempt the retake. I think they just have to accept their fate.
That's just so frustrating for Shine, because the way he positions himself is good. He repositions to that headshot angle behind the pallets at the back of the site. It's basically very often 3 kills from that angle, especially if you've got maybe teammates to help you out. But yeah, incredibly, Dilladez just holds the spray pre-fire, and then Shine just kind of walks into it, not thinking those bullets are going to hit. And you know what? I don't blame him. Very, very weird. And unfortunate for Shine. And Lollipop, he'll try and save alongside Alien, and I'll just about manage that. Glowing had a lot of damage dealt to him through triple when he tried to make his way up con, so he won't be hunting much further. But, as I said, it really probably won't matter. 11-6, 2 away from map 1.
Yeah, in some incredibly dominant fashion as well. Let's see if they can keep it up. In towards mid they go. It's going to be a big clash of heads in middle right now. Otis is going to be forcing his way towards the top, and he catches them. Nades out, flashes on point, players blind. Frags found. 9 Pandas rattled. So there we go. Finally a bit of fight back coming through from Betera.
Can't be the saying we say a lot of. Flash in the pan. We need to do more than that. We need to finish the round first. It might not come as easily as you'd think from this sort of position. 9 Pandas are going to choose to triple up in mid. And I think probably a cat to B play. Give I Disbalance a chance to rain with the AWP at long range looking up con. When he can hold his teammates' backs in the process as well.
If 9 Pandas even able just to find a couple of kills here, that would certainly be welcomed.
Oh, look at this setup.
Remember, owner is low, but yeah, like you say, there's just no world in which they're going to be clearing the corner. And if Shine can find a frag beforehand, that would be great. Owner spots them. Until so owner, Trav, they found both of the B players immediately off the bat. It's a disaster. Oh, and I Disbalance has a kill as well. Not like this, Betera, please.
I can't believe that's the way it's gone. And a leg shot on Elian as well. Oh, it never rains, but it pours. They're off to save. They had a 5v3. They were in stock solid default hold anchor positions.
Yeah.
They had a perfect booster.
Blinked.
And then they blinked. As you say, I mean, owner, that's another really frustrating moment for a Betera player on the B side. Like, he boosts up. He's doing nothing wrong in that position. But it just so happens that 9 Pandas clear it. They sort of give it a glance and realise, oh, shit, there's a guy there. And then they strafe back, see him, dome him, and they dome his sight friend as well.
Yeah, I guess if you're... Oh
my god.
Worse as Alien hunted. Jeez. Didn't think it could get any worse, but apparently it can. If you're looking for someone to blame, it's quite rough, but you know, Shine was the broken wall player. His task is to just try and spot Catwalk and see if anybody's making their way up. Owner should never be the first player spotting them on the cross like that. You could see how shocked and surprised he was when I Disbalance enters his screen. 2 players cross his screen. 12-6. 6 map points now for 9 Pandas, and it's their opponent's map pick.
People will look at this result and, you know, say, okay, well, that's just 9 Pandas playing as you'd expect, right? But they just won't really realise that the start Betera had was so much cleaner than the beginning. And look at this, Glowing's hitting his shots now as well. Lollipop is done. And you have to think there won't be much chance to stay in the game. Owner will manage to get one. Alien does well to find another, but of course Owner is 2 HP to his troubles. Molotov splits up Alien and Shine as well. Klax has got position on default. Plant can be committed to in a moment once they realise no one is CT. Just going to gamble for it now as Shine took Shalfie. Have to commit to it at some point. Molotov will force Klax back into the corner of the firebox position. And as I said though, this one could very, very easily still go 9 Pandas' way. Klax playing a little gap in firebox. Could very easily find a cheeky kill from there, especially the Owner and Elian can have 18 HP between them. There is one. Missed click on the second though. Klax will find Elian however, and it is all down to the 1 versus 1. Perfect crosshair placement from Klax. And 9 Pandas, every single given situation they seem to put themselves in that game went their way, especially in that second half.
Oh, yeah, I mean, just fantastic out of them. Once they got the ball rolling, once they settled into their groove, they were unstoppable. They were down 1-5 at one point after the first 6 rounds of the map. And then...
The teams have been a little bit speedier about this one. I can appreciate that. They want to get straight into Inferno, and 9 Pandas are 1 map away from taking their first win in ECL Season 48.
Yeah, I mean, they just completely steamrolled Betera on that first map, and it looks like they're going to try and steamroll their way in towards this B-bomb site. They're way ahead of that incendiary, and Shelfie's even wrapped around through Church along with Glowing. Love that adaptation. It's the deepest smoke throw, and they're able to go through it, and now they set themselves up in the post plant.
Minus balance behind. Oh, okay. It's checked by Owner. A headshot through the panel. And a body shot to finish him off. Of course, though, this retake is not the easiest. Despite the situation they're in, they're going to have to try and use pure manpower. The double peaks and triple peaks coming through is going to be very hard to deal with. Glowing. 1v2. Playing the clock. Bombs planted in the open. Already there was no kit anyway. He could afford to play a lot of time there, Glowing. But in the end, he took the headshot straight away. And he gets off to the perfect start on map 2. See? Glowing was the pick.
Yeah, here we go. I mean, we could both actually end up with one at the map. That would be pretty neat if that was the case. And, I mean, you know, Glowing was fairly quiet, more because he wasn't really required. He was surplus to requirements on Mirage. Yeah. So I guess we kind of drew a big game in that regard. But, Trav, I do have a bit of a pet peeve I'd like to vocalize right now, and that's if you're going to play a retake setup on the CT side in a pistol round, please buy a kit. That's just one of those things. If you're going to stack 4 players on a bomb site, there's a very good chance you're going to have to retake, and you might as well buy up a kit just in case that does happen. Makes your life so much easier, doesn't it? Just the extra 5 seconds can make a big difference.
Yes, sir. We both mention it all the time. It's just, why not? Why are you not buying the kit? It just doesn't really matter. Lots of teams will be trying to go for a headshot anyway rather than the body spam. The aim punch isn't the end of the world in pistol rounds. So yeah, it's not my favourite decision, but they are walking into the mixer here, 9 Pandas. Thankfully, there are only 2 players. So, I was actually looking to farm some cash up, and actually that's a very clean 4K. Very rarely actually you see a Mac 10 get more than just 2 or 3 in that position. Nice bursts from him, making sure he is economical with his ammunition. And that is a lot of money for a future T-side AWP, if he wants it.
Yeah, which I think he will. I expect to buy it up in this first gun round. He's one of those AWPers who just loves to have the AWP regardless of the circumstances. T-side Inferno is one of the halves that generally you don't see the AWP as much, but Balance is one of those guys who will just pick it up, as I say, routinely. So fully expect him to buy it here. He just likes to play mid, bottom of ramp, and just add that extra cover middle, and then help his teammates out in Banana. But there we go. I have no idea what I'm talking about, so just count that entirely.
Don't say that about yourself.
Well, he did just go straight for the AK drop, so maybe that infers something pacey
it's
here.
T-side Inferno.
I know, but Balance normally does. He normally does still buy the AWP. So
yeah, I know. I'm trying to save you, okay?
I know, mate, but you're stretching, you're reaching, and I appreciate it, man. You've gone out to bat for me as Maswell looks to get himself in the front lines. He's actually been able to creep up into logs here. I don't think Shelfie's going to expect this at all.
Shelfie just wiggles his ass for a little bit in front of Maswell, and then just escapes out of there. That's actually frustrating for Maswell. I wish Benny would have wished he had any extra sound cues for that one. Talking of sound cues, Lollipop is actually making quite a lot of noise on the ban here. He's about to get leapt upon by the apps pop, and of course the Mac 10 will go in first. It does some damage, but not a kill, but it opens the space for his teammates. And although Owner has managed to find that trade onto Balance, it's a 3 versus 2.
Well, that is one way for 9 Pandas to get the gun round going their way. A little bit of presence in Banana, and then just immediately shift themselves into apartments for that bulk burst. Works out perfectly. Maybe that's why Balance wanted the AK as well, going for something a bit more pacey in this first gun round, or would have been a bit of a liability, so does work out well. They keep that ball rolling, do 9 Pandas from Mirage straight into Inferno.
And yeah, I mean, it's worth repeating again as it's into the second map. Perhaps new viewers, of course, who are joining us all the time. Worth mentioning how important just these series in general are for 9 Pandas. Currently ranked 35 on the Valve rankings, top 32. Are invited 16 into RMR A, 16 into RMR B in EU. As I said, it's not actually 35. There's an old Bleed roster with still Cirque and Bladden on it. And there's also an old Monty, I believe, yes there is. Rio and Gizmy, the version of Monty ahead of them. So technically they're like 33rd, 32nd-ish. So they might be right on the bubble when it comes to that all-important RMI invite spots. So every win counts.
Yeah, absolutely, and a good performance here in the group stage to reach the playoffs would go a long way in helping their cause. Of course, they started off 0-1 with a narrow loss against 3D Max. So they're looking for a win here to go 1-1 in that group of death. And it's looking likely at this point. Idis Balance now has his AWP.
There we go. Shame he's 6 HP, 5 HP, sorry. But, with a painful one. Or might not matter as much, but no, it's obviously so easy just to get caught on Inferno by anything. Unfortunately, for Betera, because it's a low econ round, as the police go whistling past my house, as usual in London, they might need to reinforce the big bomb site in London and on Inferno right now, because Shine is only one there with a deagle, and it's gone.
And it's gone. That's all that they had, and it is now been dispatched of. 9 Pandas with 4-0. No reason to hunt here either. Just continue to build on their economy, which has already got some depth to it. Make sure that they have that fallback. If they do lose a round, they won't have their money reset, and it's been the perfect start to their map pick here for 9 Pandas.
Couldn't be cleaner, really. One thing also that I think I've yet to say is that actually we were scheduled to do a different game today.
Yes.
We were meant to do TSM versus Paravision, but obviously the team may or may not have been caught up in the madness in Mumbai right now, and that is Paravision, of course. They went for the trip abroad to play a international LAN, and yeah, right now that's not going well for anyone involved. So, well, that game will be postponed until later in the season. It's not a forfeit, don't you worry.
Yeah, we're flexible. Don't like to punish teams for double booking themselves when it's such a busy calendar. Betera have to start to show us what they're capable of, Trav. They've got to show us some teeth and some grit here. Of course, Mirage fell apart after a strong start. They went up 5-1. They lost map to 13. Now they're going to find a way to make it work on Inferno. Do they continue to commit to the fights? Doesn't look like it. So if you're 9 Pandas, you've gotten banana control. You've gone for that 1-for-1 trade. Certainly worth it this early in the round. And it opens up things for them.
Perhaps a round to work with here for Betera. They're split 2 and 2, A and B. Possibly chance to play off of each other for what feels like the first time on this map. And Elian is ready and raring to go on that B site where 9 Pandas are currently prepping things. So 50 seconds in the round to go until a plant is necessary though, so plenty of time for 9 Pandas to change their mind.
I mean, if you're Betera, you're probably hoping 9 Pandas come B, because you've got the standard setup, the standard defense of 2 players on the side of the map, and one of them is Elian with the AWP. Gonna have to go big here. They've also got an Incendiary Prime, so that's gonna buy even more time. They'll know for a fact there's 2 players in the bomb site. There was maybe a chance for a triple collateral, but not a single frag found outside of the first for Elian. Shine is dispatched off the B bomb site, completely compromised, and a man advantage in the post plants. I don't even think Betera are gonna attempt this one, and yeah, they've made their decision. 5-0, 9 Pandas just proving to be unstoppable at the moment.
Yeah, I feel like Elian doesn't necessarily do the wrong thing there. Like, he gets his first and obviously wants to face for more. It makes sense. He's being supported by his teammate and supported by utility. But then he kind of gets double peaked, as you say, and sees like a body and a leg at the same time. It can be hard to react to. You could almost see him jittering a little bit with anticipation of when to shoot next. Already he was, but he got caught. And his teammate couldn't get one either. Simplicity so far for 9 Pandas.
Yeah, and Ona, I don't even know about taking these fights. In all honesty, I think just guaranteeing carrying the gun through is what he should have been focused on, and at least he will. I think the one player we knew the least about on Betera's side of things coming into this was Shine. And unfortunately, he hasn't really left a lasting impression so far. Had a tough time of it on Mirage, trying to anchor that B-bomb site. And on the B-bomb site on Inferno as well, he's been tested and he hasn't really been able to do too much yet.
Yeah,
and they
it's a
might
shame.
continue to exploit that as well.
It is a shame. As I said, his stats, of course, of late come from mostly playing for Cybershock in sort of tier 3, some fringes, and definitely some lower ranking tournaments as well. So maybe he's a bit of a noob farmer, I guess you could call it. But he's still young. That was my point. Like, he's got good stats. He's even played a couple of times. Had a couple of good games. Very young guy, and one of those next sort of CIS talents that can just pop up out of nowhere. And yeah, I thought maybe he'd have a good game today, but sadly, it has not been the case.
Yeah, I mean, of course, he's only 18 years old, so still in the infancy of his career. Played 6 maps with the team, 1.11 rating across those maps, so we've seen some good stuff from him before, but just not tonight. And this one was a very important game. Still a chance to be recovered here for Betera. Winning this gun round is, I mean, I wouldn't say is a must-win, but need to start making something happen soon enough, or they could lose this game in the first half.
Okay.
So brave for Midas balance. That's almost uncharacteristic of him, just trying to force those gunfights. He's clearly feeling very confident. And, well, 9 Pandas are executing into the A bomb site, which had 4 players on it, Trav. A moment ago, there were 4 CTs, and now there are none.
The only one left is probably about to drop into his death as well, because Glowing is still lurking in Banana. That was a 4v4 that went down on A, and every single kill went 9 Pandas' way.
It was a gun round as well, by the way, in case anybody missed that. Didn't look like it, but it was. Well, they've been hunting for Maswell, who's been in this position for a long time, and he will lose his life out 6-0. Quick shout out, PB and Jelly 77. He started raiding the stream chat. He's got a party of 1, so
let's go.
Love that.
Huge props to PB and Jelly 77. Probably a
bot.
bot.
Everybody is welcomed. Everyone
Probably a
is
bot,
welcome here, Trav.
because, you
Could
know,
be.
bots do that to just, like, I don't know why, actually, but I've seen lots of bots do that. If PB and Jelly 77, if you're a real person, I can only apologise.
Follow us on Twitter to prove that you're real, guys. Exclamation mark casters. Just want to check something.
I think it was working there, I'm pretty sure. Masval is Masval is here.
Dead.
And now
no,
he's not.
What are you lying?
Why the hell are you lying? I omitted a word to say scot-free. I don't know.
There was something there. I appreciate it. Alright, well, 4 versus 5 in this all-important round here. Betera were able to piece together a pretty good investment, but 9 Pandas have done so well at selling this fake in towards B. Betera have heavily rotated in towards that bomb side. It's now only Alien on A, and they're not even considering heading back. In fact, they're worried there could be a wraparound through CT spawn, and maybe that's why 9 Pandas have just paused on the exec, right? They're hoping that they're trying to buy time for the flank, but it's not the case. Great call out of Shelfie. And even if Alien does kill the mid player, he'll almost certainly be traded by one of the 3 guys coming through apartments. He's missed the shot. Now trying to try fall back to safety. You still have Idle Balance patrolling the flank. Alien's gotten one, but there we go. Just completely as I expected. Everything falling into place for 9 Pandas. And Lollipop and Ona, it's so funny because they're the A anchor players. And, you know, they've had to save because they've lost B a couple times. And now they rotate B, and, well, Ona won't be able to save. Lollipop will have to fight for his gun, but they just keep finding themselves in limbo.
Yeah, Lollipop has been spotted walking back toward Ruins as well. He's going to advance forward to try and play a position that he's not being expected from, but they realise where he's stuck. he's screwed is Lollipop. It's not a tasty Lollipop in this game, or for Betera as a whole. Maybe we should have expected this one to be a little bit more one-sided anyway, to be honest, considering, of course, as I said earlier, they've played a few games with Supra as of late.
Yeah.
And now they just brought Lollipop back today for Challenger League. Maybe he's, even though he played relatively okay on the first map, maybe they're just not totally set without a full roster at the moment. So
the problem is, Trav, is that we're optimists, right? So we want to come into this. We see the name value on the side of Betera. You know, of course, someone like Alien can pop off and win the map. Lollipop as well. So we kind of were hoping for the best out of Betera. But, yeah, outside of the first 6 rounds of Mirage, they just haven't pitched up at all. Also, keep in mind, there could have been some ring rust on 9 Pandas. They've only played a single series since the resumption of the season. But they're looking red hot, man. Looking so well oiled right now. And I'm excited for the future of this team with Shelfie at the helm. I really am. I mean, we saw how well they did with Seized, and like I said in the pregame, I only imagine it's going to be an upgrade with Shelfie. You know, you give this team 3 months and they're going to be pushing the envelope into the top 30, I have no doubt.
Yeah, I think so too. I think people have short memories in sports, right? Nice shot, Owner.
Fair enough.
Just a consolation. People have short memories, and will forget that it actually was 9 Pandas that made the major with the Seas, right? So, unfortunately, just couldn't play the major, replaced by Gamer Legion due to the visa issues, of course. Which was a heartbreaker for Seas, as that was obviously his last tournament, probably last meaningful tournament ever in his career.
It's actually a tragedy.
Yeah.
It is a massive tragedy. Probably the greatest tragedy of CS2 so far.
Honestly, yeah, I would say that, team-wise at least.
It's the first it's the first CS2 major, right? I imagine like C is one of the Counter-Strike legends in general from, what, 1.6 I guess, and then I'll obviously go with Na'Vi. Imagine he got to play the first CS2 major, so just completely robbed by no fault of his own.
Well, yeah, he qualified on merit, just a shame, as you say.
Yeah.
That's the way the cookie crumbled for him.
Such is life, though. Nothing is fair. The sooner you learn that, the sooner you learn that, the better.
All's fair in love and war, I think the saying goes.
Alright, well, 8-0 Betera. Now it is do or die, Trav.
Yeah, this is, I'm not going to say it yet, but this is pretty dominant right now. 9 Pandas up 8-0. Clean sheet remains intact. It's CT Inferno. We know it can be difficult sometimes. Can they try at least put a couple of rounds on the board before the end of the first half?
Looking like they want to try and activate through this mid-smoke here, and there's nobody on the other side to try and punish the aggression, so 9 Pandas would have emerged. Glowing should be dead. He's got no health. Masvel just pre-firing the corner as he edges his way forward, and that might be enough to prompt 9 Pandas to try make a move in towards the safe bomb site. Have a look at Shelfie's position. He's now wrapping around. He's going to apply a lot of pressure on the safe bomb site. The thing is, the footsteps would have been heard, so Owner's ready for it, but my goodness, that's a wide swing out of Shelfie. Lollipop not going to be able to do anything outside of damage, and it looks like the defense has faltered again.
And it's again a situation where they have an advantage overall in the round, but they go into a site and just entry the site so beautifully that it just gives the rotators no chance. This is the pain of Inferno. There's just nothing you can do sometimes. And I think I say the pain of Inferno. To be fair, I think every other map would be pretty similar, even given the situation and given how dominant it has been. But yeah, you just can't get close to even giving the retake a look if you're Betera, and Shelfie and Dilladez just entry their way through. Even the dink hit by Lollipop, who had the MP9, couldn't complete that. This is just ridiculous. And as you can see, Balance has got tied least deaths with 2 of his other teammates. He is now maxed out at 16k. That's when you know the game has sucked for your opponents.
Yeah, they've had a tough time of it for sure, man. I just love how quickly 9Pandas have been able to pounce on different situations as well. They've been very quick to react, right? We've seen it a couple rounds ago where there was a contest top banana. They realized that the CTs had numbers on that side of the map and they didn't waste any time pivoting after the fake in towards A. They caught Alien there by himself, and well, something similar has happened here as well. When they've lost that banana player, they've just immediately grouped up in apartments. So you can see the protocols are working very well for 9Pandas. One AWP hasn't worked, Trav. They then tried 2. That did not work either. So you know what? Let's throw a 3rd into the mix, baby. I'm all for it. What have they got to lose?
Oh, this is going to be funny once 9Pandas realise it. Lollipop will get one, then they'll maybe see Alien get one, and they'll see Omni get one, and it's like, oh, okay, well, this is what it takes for you to win a round. Let's see. We all know how difficult AWPs are to retake. If 9Pandas even get onto a site in like a 2v4, I would still say they're favoured slightly if it's a double AWP retake. Look how they're set up here, though. They're waiting for the arch smoke to fade. Ono has got his sight right on it. He should at least find a tag. Oh, it's only a tag, though. It should have been a kill, really. 95 in 1 on Deladez, but it comes to damage. And Deladez and Glowing, they will find a way to answer back and make it a 3v3. However, Masval is here. And does Glowing hard clear it? Looks like he's ready to. Oh, Lollipop's gone a bit too hard and a bit too fast. Straight into Shelfie. Glowing has spotted out Masval. He's even jiggled him out as well. And even in this round, it is completely fallen apart.
It just feels like there's some sort of curse here on Betera. I mean, it doesn't matter what sort of a start they have to the round. They're still not able to win it. This was a 3 versus 5. Orbs found those opening picks. There was a tag on Deladez as well, but you just can never count 9Pandas out of a round, evidently. Even a fake plant to just make sure they're completely safe here, because Shelfie doesn't have any cover on the bomb site itself. And, well, that is going to be double digits racked up for 9Pandas. So let's just try and do some maths here, Travis. I just want to try and highlight how ridiculously rough this has been for Betera. They were leading Mirage at one point. They were up 5-1. From that point, they've won a single round, while 9Pandas have won, after this, 22, Trav. So in the past 23 rounds we've played of Counter-Strike in this series, 9Pandas have won 22 of the rounds.
It's like they're playing a 24-round scrim, and, as you say, 22 like, ever since then.
Yeah?
Absolutely unreal.
Oh, and they're not even going to get to save the AWP either. I mean, on top of that, they've lost 16 rounds in a row, going from that 7-6 scoreline up until now. 16 in a row.
Yep.
16-0 and go.
To quote a great man by the name of James May, this is some limp-wristed twaddle from Betera, I'm afraid.
Yeah, it is, Trav.
Oh, come on, Shine. Please get a kill. Come on. I can't, my heart can't take it. Just get one kill, please.
I've got a feeling this is the round. Something tells me this is the round. Shine will be bright.
What top?
Like
what
a diamond. I just feel it in my loins, mate.
Okay. Alright.
Gotta just trust the feelings, right?
Sometimes you do. Sometimes you do. I think every feeling that Betera felt in this game has been pure pain, but there we are.
Yeah, that's all they're feeling at this. Are they even feeling anything now? It's just numbness.
They're going to change all their social media profile pictures to black and say, don't message me in the bio.
Yeah, I would recommend that they avoid their DMs after this series. Just don't check the requests, guys. It's not going to be worth it.
It's not worth it. Well, it's a more normal round for Betera. They are set up as you'd kind of expect them to be. And there's a good chance here because damage is low, but who cares if damage is done when Shelfie just hits shots like that? Come on, Shine. Come on, Shine.
Don't worry, it's all good. Shine's on the scene.
No, they're leaving. No.
They're faking it out, and it's drawn all the rotations as well, Trav. And they don't have any info to Betera because they've just smoked off CT themselves. Now Lollipop's going to hear the util raining in. He's going to be saying, guys, I need some support back on this A-bomb site.
Come on, here we go. This is the round. Owner's found 2. The HP is so low. Lollipop's still on the site as well. He should find 1. He does. It's down to Clax and Iris Balance. Is there a way Betera will lose this one? Iris Balance is miles away as well. He's going to have to trust Clax to get the bomb planted on his own. That's exactly what he's going to do. And will Betera even realise that Iris Balance is still so far away? I think they have an inkling. And of course, there is a kit on Shine here, so he actually could prove to be the most important player in this round. Ice Balance is going to get set up. What's the timing like? He's going to swing for it. Oh, there's a team damage in there as well. Elian has hit Owner as he tried to make his way forward. There's Clack dealing with Shine.
Oh,
Elian is 7 HP. He's out of there. It never rains, but it pours.
Oh, Trav, not like this, mate. That's so rough because Elian's been posted on that angle forever. Rightfully so. That's his job. Just hold the angle while the rifles make their way forward and you're just able to cover them from a peek coming through from lane, right? But as the peek comes through, Owner steps in front of him. Elian fires the shot. Idis Balance gets the kill. They say tough times don't last, tough people do, but this would require the toughest people I've ever seen if they're going to find a way to survive this affair. 11-0, Trav.
Tough times never last, as they say. But
Yeah, well, only because the map eventually in series ends, right? That's why the
Exactly.
tough times end.
yeah. Right, Owner is decided, screw this, it's time to hold W. Elian is here, he's been out-orped, what a surprise. Idis Balance has made that one look very easy. And Dilladez will stop Owner from pushing ever deeper. Shine still yet to get off the mark. Come on, my friend. It's the last one of the half, you can do it. As well, he's here. He's only 15 HP.
hell.
In comes
Oh
a
my
nade. The
goodness,
nade's going
bro.
to remove him. The rotation's coming through from Lollipop. No one's about to push a smoke. Oh, he actually almost takes that kill anyway.
Go on, lads.
Come on. Come on, Betera. I'm on your side here.
Make it happen.
Full unbiased commentary is out the window. Come on, Betera. Shine and Lollipop. 2v3. Dilladez is low. But Idis Balance is posted, and that's the biggest problem. There's a kit still on Shine from to maybe try something with this, but you're going to try and go in together. First move shot from Idis Balance could punish them. That's continues to miss shots. Lollipop does get his one, but he is stuck. There is Idis Balance. Someone clear up the evidence. That was a bloody murder. See you in 2 minutes.
Death, destruction, devastation, all appropriate words to describe what we just witnessed in that first half. Betera, they wish the HUD was reading correctly right now, Trav, in terms of the logo. I tell you, it is most certainly not the case. 9 Pandas, it was a flawless T-side from them, going up 12-0. They need one of the next 12 to get their first win here in ESL Challenger League Season 48.
And 9 Pandas will want the 13-0 here. They'll absolutely want to just put an absolute stamp on this game. And the Betera are going to try the round the world strat. Why not try something a little bit cheekier? Glowing is actually quite stuck in spawn here. How much can he get done? There's 1 headshot. There's 2. He's looking for 3. Unfortunately, not this time. Lollipop will take him out. But Ice Balance again is in a very good position. And they've stalled Betera. Shine, if the round and the game ends here, I'm afraid to say he has had an HLTV official end with 0 kills on the board. And honestly,
15 ADR.
And honestly, he's a kid. He's 18 years old. Honestly, my heart goes out to him because that is a very hard one to deal with.
It's going to build character, if nothing else, Trav. It happens to the best in the world, not the best in the world. But it does happen. It happens, mate. It's one of those things. It has been a disaster from Betera, and it's not like they've lost 13-0 because Shine hasn't gotten a few more kills, right?
I know, yeah.
It's just one of those things. It's unfortunate, but this is how it goes, mate. And 9 Pandas have just been at such a fantastic level throughout this match, it must be said. They were losing 5-1 on Mirage at one point. They've lost 1 round since then across 2 maps, and they will now lock in the 2-0 victory in the series. What a result coming through from the Pandas.
Goodness gracious me. I mean, I've casted a lot of CS2, obviously. We've casted a few 16-0s in our time. Is that the first 13? That might be the first 13-0 for me, genuinely.
It is mine as well. It's definitely my first 13-0.
Definitely your first. I don't think I can remember another 13-0 if we